What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel today. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be our first video, kind of a tutorial on how to find, set up to kill pigeons. Been having a lot of people ask me over the last couple videos how we're killing them, what we're using, kind of shells we're using, types of decoys, A-frames, layout blinds. Just gonna give you guys a full rundown of how we kill pigeons here at B&H. So there's 4 big topics. You could argue that there's 5. There's 4 big topics to me when you're trying to kill pigeons. It's finding pigeons and scouting them, and I kind of put that in the same category. You can argue that they're different, but finding pigeons, and then when you do find them, when to scout, where to look, what kind of crops are you hunting over, and then number 2, why are the pigeons there? A lot of people overlook this. They find pigeons and they're hunting them at the wrong time of the day. Maybe you got to be there at 10 o'clock because they just got done feeding and you found a nice good pasture. You set up there early in the morning and it's like, why isn't there any pigeons? Well, you're there at the wrong time. Number 3, different times of the year. A lot of people know it's going to be different when you're hunting pigeons in the winter. Mid-January up here in northern Wisconsin, it's cold. The pigeons are hitting dairy lots, feed bags, everything like that. And then if you're hunting them in the spring, wheat fields in the fall, it's going to be different. So we're going to go through that a little bit. And then finally, once you find the pigeons, kind of get to know why they're there, when they're going there, how we set up, how I think you guys should set up when you find those birds. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get into it. So number 1, finding pigeons / scouting. I kind of put them in the same category, but they are different. People always wonder, I go out at 8:30 right at sunrise and it's winter time and I'm not seeing pigeons, you know what I mean? And that's because you're looking at the wrong time. You got to know when these birds are active. So if you're hunting in summer months, late spring, early fall, warm temperatures, you're going to want to look for these birds right at sunlight. You're going to want to look for them on the tops of the silos, getting ready to fly out to these wheat fields. If you're just driving around looking for birds, you're going to be looking for flocks of pigeons because in those months they're flying in flocks together. Where are we looking? When I go out to scout pigeons, I have my route. I check my local farms, but then you got to know, are these farmers spreading manure on their fields? Is it crop time? Late October is cornfield time for us here. Early August to September is wheat field. If you're hunting in the early spring, you're going to be looking for those first melt-offs out in the pasture. They're wanting to eat these bugs, get the rock, get the grit that they can get now that it's warm out. Well guys, moving on to number 2, why are these pigeons where they are when you see them? Are they there for food? Are they there for water? Is it the springtime? Are they nesting? Are they looking for, pieces of hay, pieces of straw? Are they looking for dirt, rocks? They need that grit to grind up their food. So when you're looking for these pigeons, finding pigeons, that's why you really need to pay attention to why those pigeons are out there. Obviously, if you're finding pigeons out in a wheat field, cornfield, manure field in the spring, they're going there for that food source. So get in on where you see them the night before, just like ducks and geese. You want to be right on that X. They're feeding throughout this field. They know, where all the most of the grain is, most of the manure, most of the corn. So if you find a good field, keep that in mind. A lot of people overlook the fact of nesting times for pigeons. These birds can breed, I think, 4 to 6 times a year. Don't quote me on that. And up to 2 to 3 eggs. So 2 pigeons can turn into 20 really, really fast. And some of my best hunts in the spring is the fields aren't good yet for pigeons. They're not liking it. It's too cold out. The ground's frozen. The feed bags, you know, let's say you can't hunt by the feed bags too close to the cows. Go find a driveway, bring a hay bale out there and spread straw out onto the driveway and set your spread up. And I guarantee if it's, you know, March, April, and that early May period, especially up here in northern Wisconsin, you're gonna have good luck with those pigeons. They're going out there. If you notice in the springtime, they'll fly down onto a pavement slab or whatever it is, pick up a piece of hay, back up, and they're doing that all day. And they're power building their nests, so keep that in mind when you're hunting in the spring. To show you guys a little bit of how we hunted these birds in the wheat field, here's a clip from this August. Kill 'em. Let's turn right here. Shoot 'em there, left side. He's 5. Shoot 'em. Get 'em.
Tracks.
Shoot 'em. Get 'em. Well guys, we're going to move on to point number 3 when it comes to finding and killing pigeons. Different times of the year I think is really big. If you're hunting on a dairy farm in the spring, you're going to be killing these pigeons a little bit different than what you were in the wheat fields in the fall, or let's say a manure field in the spring, or what have you not. So if you're hunting a wheat field, really a mega spread for pigeons is going to do you well. I know for goose hunting, duck hunting, whatever you're doing, some people like to argue, you know, early season use a smaller spread, late season throw the trailer. There's really no overdoing it, I think, with pigeons. The bigger the spread you can get, the more apt the pigeons are to come in. So, but if you're hunting these wheat fields, throw the lot at them. They're coming in there to feed. There's no hesitation when you're hunting those wheat fields. Late March, April, May, you might only want to throw 12, 15, maybe 20 decoys out on a pad, because these birds aren't looking to compete. You know, if there's 400 pigeons in the spot and I want to go get some nesting material because it's 10 o'clock, I've eaten, now I want to go nest or build my nest, I'm not going to go land with all those pigeons. I'm going to go over here where there's straw, where there's not as many birds. So keep in mind, maybe you don't want to throw the whole spread at them. Springtime, I know early summer, that's when I start really beefing up the spread, getting all the guys out, because you got the hatch birds that are coming out. And then in the winter time, I guess the only thing different really for us killing pigeons in the winter is the time. You know, going off sunrise, we're not shooting most of our pigeons in the winter till 9:30. If you go to a spot and it's 7:30, you know what I mean, and a couple birds came out of the silo, you've shot a few here and there, and it's just like, wow, this isn't what we thought it was going to be. Don't leave yet in the winter time. Let that sun get up, let it heat up, let the day get going, let that farmer mix his feed around. These birds are kind of on that 1 feed a day, just like ducks and geese. So don't forget that when you're hunting in the winter time. Well guys, I guess moving on to the 4th and final point that I like to bring out, trying to kill and find pigeons. Setting up, after you do find these pigeons, how are you going to set up? A lot of people ask, what do we use? Full bodies, spinners, are we using A-frames, are we using layout blinds? It all really does depend on where you're hunting, why you're hunting there, just like ducks and geese, just like hunting a deer, it depends. When we're hunting wheat fields, We like to use that A-frame. Usually we can get away with an A-frame right out in the middle of a blind if you can get to an edge. I think it does help. A lot of people say pigeons don't care. I think the pigeons do care, and especially if you get a big flock to come in and you got your A-frame out in the middle of the field, I don't think you get as many pullbacks on those flocks as if you were on an edge hidden, but that's just my personal opinion.
Kill him.
Let's talk about mojos for a second. A lot of people, when they hunt pigeons, they just try to throw the kitchen sink at them with the mojos. It's like I say, if you're hunting a wheat field and you got 13 mojos, I'd throw 14. If you're hunting a manure field in the wintertime, they're going out there at 10 o'clock, they're pounding that thing, throw the whole lot at them. But when you're hunting these midday, let's say you're pulling it all day, you're going around to some farms, you're checking different spots, 10, 11, 12 hits, you know, the birds aren't feeding as much per se. Sometimes you don't want to throw the whole lot of mojos at them. It just, I don't know how to really explain it, but it just kind of shears them away. I've had success pulling all my mojos midday and leaving a flock of flicker or two out there, and it seems to just draw those birds in more comfortable for them. So keep that in mind when you're using mojos. Talking about blinds, I guess, like I said earlier, we love to use A-frames. I think it's just safer. It gives more people vision to see the birds coming in. But when we do have to use layout blinds, talking middle of a wheat field, you know, high stubble, I really preach and preach and preach covering up for pigeons. I know a lot of people, oh, just go sit by a silo with a chair. Yes, you can kill pigeons like that, but I think to maximize your success, treat it just like a serious goose or duck hunt. You will kill more pigeons. A lot of people just go sit next to a grain cart or do this. If you have a layout blind, you can throw some grass and stubble up. Do that, it's gonna help in the end. Well guys, thanks for tuning in to this video. I hope it helps you guys find more pigeons. Helps you when you're scouting them, knowing why they're there, that time of the year, you know, why you're looking for these birds. And I hope it just overall helps you guys kill more birds. So stick with us. We're gonna hopefully get some more pigeon hunting content out soon. And comment below, let me know if I should do some more videos like this. I really enjoy giving you guys information on how we kill these pigeons, and then maybe even if you guys want some stuff on how we do ducks, geese, how we ball hunt, turkey hunt, ice fish, all that stuff. So thanks for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching B&H.
That's good shooting, dude.
Yeah, we whacked him. Right.
God.
I hit him. That one just landed on a tree.